not let him see that or not. It's in your spirit. It's who you are, and we communicate spirit to spirit with our parents, and with each other too. But whatever's in your heart is going to be passed on to your son.
But no, that makes total sense. I mean, just what you're saying, when you're seeking or you're longing, whatever, you're just searching for that love or whatever, it kind of affects everything.
It does.
It's just,
Yeah.
I understand that, yeah.
But and it's interesting too, because it's a change just like that. It doesn't take but a second to change. Your life can change just like that. Really, all you have to do is forgive, and then you'll be free. You can walk out of this room, never making a fool out of yourself again.
Always, I guess the hard part is just I always trying to figure out how to just forgive. You know what I mean? Just.
But I told you over and over since you were a little kid. You know how you do bad things at times, or do things you don't want to do, right?
Right.
And you wouldn't want someone to hate you for the things that you do, right? And the reason you wouldn't want them to hate you because you can't help yourself. If you could do better, you would. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Well, your father feels the same way. If your father could have been a better father or whatever that is, he would have done it. But he has that same spirit that's inside of you, and that's what is driving him. And he doesn't want you to hate him.
Of course.
And so if you can understand yourself, it will help you understand him, and then you will forgive. It will happen. Forgiveness will take place. Because you can't make yourself forgive, so don't try. You understand that? It's a spiritual action. It has to take place. You just need to recognize that you have this resentment, and then God will change it because it's spiritual. But if you put forth any effort, and don't even waste your time going to him and lying, Dad, I forgive you. That's a lie. Stop lying about forgiveness. How many people say, I forgive you, and then go right back to it? Did that help? Okay. At one point, you said that you hated your father because your mother convinced you to hate him. Did you get away from that, or you still believe that?
You don't even realize that. That was enough, like you said, put it into my head. But you said that I get away from it.
Do you still think your mother influenced you to hate your father, or no?
Well, yeah, it's clear now.
What's clear?
That she did it.
And how is it clear to you?
Well, just from that's something that you pointed out, that her resentment. You know, just from certain things that are said when you resent a person. Like you said, you're not born not loving your father. Or
Yeah.
you put things in your head, and you start to believe these things.
Yes.
Even though I said like some of the actions are true, but.
Yes.
Even though I said like some of the actions are true.
But the fact that you're yapping about them all the time, putting them down, that's your own personal thing you have going on. But you're influencing your children, boys and girls, to hate their fathers and causing your kids to suffer the rest of their life. Just hearing all that negative stuff. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So think about this. These girls have no business having abortions. I wish you could have seen the video last night. 12-year-old girls and 10-year-old girls having abortion because they don't have the love of fathers. And the mother walking through the house yapping about the father. Keep your hell to yourself. Don't set up the next generation. And some are doing it unconsciously. All right, so many hands with so little time. Yes, sir. Oh, then I'll come to you.
father's lovable. I was just thinking back of my childhood, and I said before that, when I was young, 3, 4, 5 years old, I want to just be like him. But now I realize in the course of the conversation, it is, you know what? What changed my relationship with my father, that I was slowly but surely alienated. My mother somehow stepped in. She convinced all of us that he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's terrible, and he's all the bad things that you could think of.
Yes.
And so in retrospect, I'm seeing right now, there was more that caused me to look at my father the way I looked at
That's right.
than what he actually did and how he was and when and who he was.
Yeah.
You know?
It's raping of the spirit. Women rape too. They rape your spirit when you're innocent and subject to them. We gotta understand this is a spiritual battle going on, and hell is having its way right now. It really is bad out there. Kelly, this makes sense? In what way?
I mean, it's sad, and to me, this issue of is everyone lovable makes me realize, we all come from different circumstances, and we can't choose our parents. And some people get lucky, some people don't get lucky. But regardless, everyone's parents make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so everyone's kids just need to forgive them, because their parents didn't choose their parents, they didn't choose their
That's right.
upbringing or their circumstances in life. So that's why everyone has to be quote unquote lovable, even if they aren't easy to love or get that, warm fuzzy feeling or whatever.
That's right. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. None of us were worthy of love. No, all sinners on earth, right? 1 or 2, maybe not. But God loved us enough to come and save us from hell. Who are we to say who we shouldn't be loving? I mean, it doesn't even compute. Who are we? God came to save us, and he allowed his son to sacrifice his life for the unloved. Nobody worthy of love, but he did it anyway. And now we're walking around talking about who is not lovable? And I want to make clear here so, go away confused. It doesn't mean you accept the wrongdoing that people do. You speak up, you protect yourself, but don't hate, don't resent. That make sense? Don't let people take advantage of you, use you, mistreat you, but don't hate them. You speak up, but don't hate. And then you'll be free. You'll go free. All right? Did you have your hand? Okay.
She answered what I wanted to say, but before,
A little louder for me.
before, how our parents, what you was just talking about, but what was the cause, like where was the breaking point where the fathers fell off? Where was the breaking point where the fathers fell off to, leave the homes and, leave us out? Where did it start?
All this stuff started.
Yeah.
How did it get to the point where the fathers started to walk away from their families and stuff?
Yeah.
Or not be strong men?
Yeah, period.
It started when Adam listened to Eve.
That long ago?
It's been going on ever since then. And the good news about that, and that's when it really, really started, because the man used to listen to God and not to the woman. And when the man listened to the God, everything was fine. Okie dokie, right? We just lived in the garden and ate apples all day. And bananas, and didn't have to go to work. But the deceiver came along and said to the woman, don't listen to that man. He's just trying to control you. You could be like him. He hate women. Look at him, he listened to his father. He's not his own man. And the woman believed that lie, and so she lost that relationship with her husband. So she couldn't believe the truth anymore. She started hating him because she believed the lie. She turned away from truth. And as a result, she went back and convinced Adam that he shouldn't listen to his father either. You know, don't listen to your dad. He's just trying to control you. You know, your dad is nutty. You think he's all that. You can be as smart as your dad. Your dad is mean and violent and abusive and need to go talk to Oprah to get help. A molester or a violator or a rapist. And Adam believed her and turned away from God. And that's how he became subject to the woman, and all hell broke loose.
I thought it was a little later than that, but because my grandma was talking to me about
Yeah.
you know, all these fathers, she was just talking to me this morning on my head. So she's like, you like this because of
A little louder.
father, you know, and all this.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, hold on.
You should rebuke your grandmother.
Huh? I should what?
Rebuke her.
Rebuke her.
Put the cross on her. I ain't gonna do that. But long story short, because of time, that's where it started. But the beauty about it, it has all been put back in order. That's why Christ came, so we can have a real man to believe in. Christ came so that if we can believe him, that he brought the truth, and we can believe that truth, then we can overcome that. Men and women can overcome that spirit, and then reconnect with truth, with good, with God. If you can believe Christ, your life will change just like that. And he gave us a simple message. Love God with all your heart, soul, and might, and love your neighbor as yourself. It's all about love. I mean, then don't hate. And it's not that emotional love. Just don't hate people for what they are. And you can be back to order. And then you can have paradise on earth. So one man caused us to fall into it, but another man caused us to come out of it. But people just can't see that it's over with. They don't have to be that way anymore. You want to say something?
Yeah, now it's kind of like there's that voice of the serpent in our head
Yes.
still, but it's convincing us that we want to do whatever it is that we're doing.
That's right.
Why most people can't really come out of it.
But once you forgive, he can't convince you anymore. His voice is just a voice that you know is not of truth anymore. Because now you can recognize God's voice, the voice of this voice. But you're never going to be able to distinguish the voices until you can forgive, so you can connect back to love. When people who are angry and resentful are evil people. They're connected to evil. Angry people cannot be trusted. Angry people will destroy themselves, their children, their families. So you gotta forgive if you want to get away from that voice. Get a copy of my Be Still and Know CD, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you guys as well.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
If you ain't got the answer, if you don't know the truth,
You know we're getting spooky.
if you want the power, then let it flow through.
Yeah, we're kicking it back, getting
Would
spooky.
you let it go?
You're gonna hang out with me while we do some stuff and talk about interesting things
Would you
with all my
let
viewers.
it go?
We need to get the vibes right, okay?
Would
So we need to get some work
you
done.
let it go?
We'll do it together, talk about cool things.
Oh, would you let it go? I cannot end this morning of my life. Show me how the gods kill. Hope you feel alive. Hope you got no fear. Do you know the name of the one you see? Hope you want the answer. Hope you want the truth. Look inside your empty soul. There you find the news. Would you let it go? Oh, would you let it go? Oh, would you let it go? Oh, would you let it go? There cannot in this morning of my life. Show me how the gods kill.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Bond HQ, the Haunted Mansion, the lab. Welcome, welcome. We have a special mission today. Jesse is far too black on camera. Whoa, calm down. There's an ending to that sentence. Jesse is far too black in front of that spooky background for the JLP show lately. I'm listening, Nick. Calm down, bro. He not black, he black. He's the perfect blackness, in fact. Welcome to the stream, welcome. Everybody enjoy that Bond premiere. Now that's a spooky theme for you. How's this? You want to get spooky? Imagine a life of judgment. Imagine a life where you don't even believe you can love all people. Where you could repent. Where you could believe in perfect peace. Imagine a life where you don't even believe in perfect peace or Santa. What a life. Now how's that for scary? How's that for a scary theme? Nid, I got some racist kitchen equipment. You gotta explain that one to me. What's up, Carver? Droppo. The snake pick chat tart. Lord of the Pies, the Lord of the East, the Lord of the West, the Lord of the North. Lord Spike Protein, of course. My first pickle. Hey, welcome, welcome. Are you guys getting, how's the stream? Is there buffering going on? What's up, everybody? This is your host, the American Anchor Baby. How's my camera? Huh. I don't know if this is like a low frame rate. I just got a lower frame rate. Just testing it out. Maybe I should try a higher frame rate next time. Kind of see a little choppiness with fast movements. Welcome. How you doing, everybody? Real Kyle Wood, thanks for the super chat. Fire music tracks. Thank you, thank you. Spooky playlist only. We got, how many days do we have? We got 8 days. 8 days left. 8 days of spooky left. So we're rocking the playlist hard. Let me get one last thing situated here, then I'll tell you what the mission is. And we got some topics. We have topics. Huh. Chat. Restream chat. I heard Hake talking about this. It's worse. It's useless. Huh. Guess I can't use that anymore. Why are you cussing? Okay, I think it's going well. My racist garlic crusher. What the heck is this, Carver? What fresh hell is this? What fresh hell is this? You bought this, Carver? This is quasi-racist, Carver. What's this guy even up to? Does he still do the... Does he still just do this? How does Bond do this? What's Bond's version of this? That we could just, you know, run it back to back. You know, for the sake of the message, to spread the message. Incredible. So here's the mission. Wait, what is this? KB Lame, elevating everyday cooking with humor and innovation. Incredible. It was on sale, Carver says. Carver says it was on sale. Okay, okay. We should make a JLP one? The entire line was on sale for $1 each. So nobody bought them, is what you're saying. Hey. Very enterprising young man, no? Welcome, welcome. Here's the mission. This is the mission. Jesse is far too black in front of that Halloween background, okay? And we're gonna need your help. We're gonna need your help, chat. I'm showing you the problem and what we gotta fix basically today, because I can't stand it. And I've been trying to find the time, but look at this. It was fun. Like, it was a fun little overlay. You know, I maybe had a different eye back then. But it's just, look at it. This is dark. It's not bad, I don't think. There's some funny stuff about it. You know, the shimmering of the leaves. That's a bad mask. So it's not bad. But we have upgraded. We are at higher heights, I think we could say this. Much higher heights than we were. And I think we can make something a little cooler. So here's the idea. Here's the idea that's forming. And I got some topics. We'll get into calls as well if you guys want to call in. Here is the number on the screen, 844-900-2229. We're doing it relaxed today. Lines are open.
Ready to connect.
So if you want to call in, 844-900-2229. I'm also in the One at a Time Discord channel, voice channel. And if you want to be part of the Discord, you want to be part of the lab, here's the link. Link is in the chat. Join up. If you ever see me in the One at a Time voice channel, you can jump in, talk to the anchor baby while we're live here. Needs more squirrel carcasses. This is why we need chat. This is why we need you guys. Squirrel carcasses, I wouldn't have even thought that. Squirrel, how do we even begin? I think we need AI's help on that one. Great suggestions. The game's for rec. Thank you so much. I'll show you what I got cooking here in a second. The lines are open and someone's calling in. I say we just take the call, kick it back a little bit. Let me show you real quick. We got a little funky like cabin going on, just kind of like the same motif a little bit, but we got some funky sky changes. We got some funky volumetrics happening. We have a generated starry sky. That's what I've done so far. And we have our own glaring sun and moon objects. Okay. We have a gradient sky. Now we need to add like volumetrics, a whole bunch of stuff. The touches, we need your help. And we got the trees. These are actual. Look at these trees. You got to check out the trees. Those are actually. I totally built those trees with 3D models. The leaves are all. These are all separate layers that I use turbulent displace on. I'm gonna show it all to you, okay? But I got a nice call here. Why don't we see what they got to say? Let's see what's up with our caller. We have a caller on the air. Your name and where you calling from? Test, test. Caller, do you hear me? I wonder if they can hear. Let's see. Remember we had an issue last time with the calls, but that was fixed, no? Oh, what's this? What fresh hell is this? Am I frozen to all of you? I'm frozen, right? Frozen. Only in your heart. All right, hold on. Oh yeah. Wait, why does it keep freezing? What the? Obviously, there's something I don't understand. It's okay, it's okay. We're gonna move on from this in a second. All right, folks. Hey. Wow, there it goes again. It just doesn't... YouTube doesn't want me to be high quality. Hey, how about this? We'll keep it like this. What a mess. That sucks. That sucks. We have technology. Okay. It's okay. We don't need to see my face too much today. Thank you, Birdie Bound Brian. Says if you're not in the lab, then I don't know where you are. Obviously, you're nowhere. If you're not in the lab, obviously, you're nowhere. Okay? Let's see. Boom. Hey, caller. Are you still there? Caller, Asheville. Test, test, test. There are demons in the cables. Let's see here. What could I have done wrong? What happened last time, chat? How did I fix the calls last time? It's okay. Hit me up on Discord if you're trying to call me. Oh, I know what's wrong.
Ready to connect. Click connect to show
Oh,
now.
I know what's wrong. I know what's
You
wrong.
are connected as
User
the host.
error. User error.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room
Hey,
and can
Angbad
manage
Art.
your callers from the Call-in Studio web interface.
Thank you
Audio
for the super chat.
recording is...
Thank you for the super chat, Art. Here's $3. We can stop at Mickey D's if we see one. You guys down? Quarter pounders? Quarter pounders for the chat. Who's feeling risky? Who's feeling particularly risky? Hey, caller, you're on the air.
What's up, Anchor Baby? It's the dude.
Hey, welcome, man. Appreciate your call. The dude himself.
Hey, dude. It's the dude.
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, good to get on the line here.
Yeah,
hey,
thanks.
so
Sorry about the
what's
technical
gonna
difficulties.
happen? Yeah, what's the deal, man?
With the tech?
What's the deal? You got to get those systems holy.
We need an exorcism. I
No
think.
kidding.
Welcome, man. What'd you call about?
Hey, I called about, so I've been listening to JLP and you and all you guys for a long time.
Thank you.
And, of course. And I'm excited, because I don't call into the other shows, but I'll call your show. Right? I just enjoy your hot dog style.
I almost did it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I almost didn't recognize you, man.
So what I'm going to do is I'm stopping my life. So I live in the Bay Area. I'm stopping my life, and I'm going to go fly out to Asheville, North Carolina. And rather than just have everybody's secondhand opinion, I'm going to go there and actually understand what these people went through. And
The people in...
what's up?
The people where?
From this past Hurricane Helene, right?
Uh-huh.
I plan on going there and working, right? Hopping on some volunteer work with Samaritan's Purse and some other companies that I'm going to volunteer with, right?
Okay.
And one of the reasons I'm doing this is to understand how unprepared as a society we are, and to give the love and joy that I have. I can't wait to keep you updated, Anchor Baby.
Well, do you mind if I ask? It sounds interesting. You said you're going from where to where? Unless you don't want to dox.
No, dude. It's totally cool, man. So, I live in the Bay Area.
That's right.
And
you said that.
yeah, I live in the Bay Area, and making, money here is kind of just, whatever. It's not that important. So, what I did was I sold one of my vehicles, and with that amount of money, I'm going to be able to support traveling to Asheville and seeing what actually happened, right?
Uh-huh.
Because there's many different ways of looking at this. So, and I'm also not part conspiracy, but I think that people are messing with the weather, right? So if you look at Dubai, right, and their massive flooding that they had, right, where not just millions, 100 million in damages and a historical flood in Dubai. Is that the same exact thing that happened in North Carolina and the other states surrounding, right? And I have these questions, and I'm going to go answer them myself. I'm going to go learn about what happened over there. Was there any signs that this is a freak storm, or was it man-made storm? So I'm going to go figure this out.
How do you...
And I'm going to keep you...
How do you do that? What kind of information would you receive, or would you see that would either confirm or let you see this?
Well, this is the thing. You have to ask questions, and you have to formulate questions on the spot. If you're talking to someone that has lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, any of that area, and you've asked them, have you experienced any different kind of weather in the past 5 months or in the past 5 years? Or what was going on prior to this hurricane, right? Where that killed hundreds of people, right? It's not just some little, a whole population got wiped out, depending on how you want to look at it.
How many
and
died,
I just have
actually?
questions.
Hurricane Helene.
I'm not sure.
It was a lot,
I'm not
right?
sure the exact count. Yeah. Not sure the exact count yet, but when I do find out the exact number,
230 people?
Yeah.
Wow. Is it from devastation or is it from the actual flooding and natural I guess what I'm asking is where do the most of those deaths come from? Is it people getting washed away, or is it
I do not know. I have zero answers, but I want to ask questions enough to let other Americans know that we over here are concerned for their well-being. It's not just, it's not across the world. It's a 6-hour flight.
So what was the What were you doing before you wanted to do this?
I was working for myself. I'm a handyman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been in, I've made the $80,000 a year. I've had the $80,000 job a year. I've had that job. I've had the $75,000 job. I've been in the unions. I've done all that. Wasn't happy, right? You weren't happy.
Okay.
It's too much.
Doing
And
what,
so,
if I may ask?
You know what? I'll leave that.
No, leave any details out. No, don't let me pry.
Yeah,
Continue.
I can't answer that, but I'll tell you it's unionized work, right?
Okay. Unionized
So you're
work,
working-
you had work,
Yeah.
making money.
Yeah. And it wasn't fulfilling, right? So I started working for myself. And now I've been working for myself, but being honest and being successful is also difficult. So I'm like,
What do
all
you
right,
mean by
well,
that?
California's being successful and being honest, right? So if a job costs, say, $300, and it's just, it's $300. If you charge $700, I see it as being, crooked.
Is that a rooster in the background?
Yeah, it's my dumbass bird.
That's awesome. You have chickens?
Yeah.
Based?
Got a couple hens, got a cock. He's a really good-looking bird.
What are the hens gonna do if you're gone?
I'm giving them to a friend of mine.
That friend isn't gonna know what to do with them.
He has 50 chickens.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Where I encourage everybody to get a chicken, and so having animals that can produce food is a different kind of living. The idea makes you a different person, where you have something.
Man,
that
can you hold that thought?
food.
Just hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. What's up, Bill? Sorry about that. You were saying? Hey, still got you there?
Having an animal that produces
You were telling
food
people
is,
that everyone should have a chicken.
Yeah, have an animal that produces food. It'll change your outlook on how you treat animals. It's really cool. Hey, getting back to the reason.
So yeah, you
So
were done
do
with
you-
the union work. Now, yeah, what caused you? So yeah, I was asking what you were doing before wanting to do this, and now you
So-
want to give that up.
I want to give all that up, and so I am not a Bible thumper, right? Not a Bible thumper, but have I been born again in a certain way? Yes. Is Jesus Christ my Savior? Yes, right? And so having understand that, how far do you want to go to show people joy, the joy that you have? Well, I could continue to, do my life, live my life, go make some money, buy a new truck, whatever. Or stop your life and go to these people that have been suffering from a hurricane, and they're still suffering from it, right? And learn about these people, where are they in their understanding of what it means to suffer? Because for myself, life is easy, right? I put God first, and it all kind of falls into place. So let me tell you, dude, keep up your show, and you're doing a good job. Good enough to where I'm going to call back after I do this trip to Asheville.
Totally. I mean, do you have to go? I just have questions. It's so interesting.
No, I don't have to go. I don't talk that much.
We'll hear from you because we'll hear from you about all this. Like you said you want to call me back and give us an update on all this. So absolutely appreciate that. But before you go, what compelled you to give up your work and do this? So you're saying it's someone's got to care for these people and show them joy, you said?
So in the book of James, right, it talks about having joy through turmoil or like tragedy, right?
Yeah.
Forget the exact wordage. But it's like having joy in a hard part of life, right? And if I don't understand what a hard part of life is, then it will be harder to understand joy, or vice versa. So how I'm looking at my situation, right? I am not going to buy a hotel room for a month. I plan on sleeping in a tent with other people that accept me into their like group of people, looking for a church as a base, right? And I plan on sleeping in a tent and, you know, having a bed, sleeping bag, and a pillow, and just working for, you know, a month to help these people rebuild. I'm bringing a big
So
bag of
it
tools.
sounds like you already have. There's already somewhere for you to arrive. You're saying.
Well, there's a company. So I plan on volunteering on November 1st through the November 3rd with a company called Samaritan's Purse. And it's my first time volunteering, right? I've never done this, right? It's like a new page of life to volunteer, you know? Because what you're doing right now, actually, I would probably consider volunteering in a different way to the Bomb Network, right?
Yes, I offer. My body is a living sacrifice for the entertainment of the folks. I offer my body a living sacrifice to the audience. I know I should do it to God, or something like that, but.
Anyways, yeah, dude, where it's like, hey, it's a different kind of volunteer work, right? Where if someone can gain some knowledge or wisdom from your show, it's a type of volunteer work that you're giving your time freely to spread a message of prosperity and joy, right? So.
Well, I mean, you're going to some volunteer group. It sounds like it sounded first. It sounded like you just kind of going, and now it sounds like there is like a plan. You're arriving to somewhere, but your tent. You're going to be in a tent. Can you describe that a little bit?
So I'll explain it to you like this, right? You don't go anywhere without researching. You don't just pick up a bag of clothing and hope for the best. You know, you got to plan this stuff out. You can't work for yourself and not plan things out a couple days ahead at least, right? So this is exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm flying in on the 29th. I'm going to get settled in. Maybe I can find a place to stay real quick, right? Flying in on the 29th. Through the 29th through the 31st, you network, right? You try and figure out what people are doing, how people are, what's appropriate. I'm moving to a new area. Not forever. I plan on coming back to the Bay Area. And then from the 1st to the 3rd, you do volunteer work, and then you get more networked. And during those 3 days, they will give you food, and they will let you use showers. And so within 6 days, you can either network and figure out where to work, because I have a background in construction, machinery, grading, etc. So you can either figure out in 6 days where there's work, what people need, or you come home like a loser, right? And I don't plan on doing that. So in 6 days, I got to figure out where work is and where people need work. But this is all volunteer work. I'm not actually I'm not actually getting paid to do this. It's wanting to spread the message of Jesus Christ by provoking someone into thinking a different way of joy, of what it means to have joy in their life, in a healthy, positive way.
Can I be honest with you? This kind of sounds crazy.
It says you, the guy that's on the internet all the time.
Yeah,
you're crazy to me.
Who says I'm not crazy? But from one crazy person to another.
Well, this is exactly why I fully understand your show, and it's why I listen to your show, because I understand you perfectly.
Well, it sounds like,
very clearly.
It sounds less crazy now, actually. Now that it sounds like you're going to some volunteering group and all that. So that really doesn't sound crazy. Let me be real. That doesn't sound crazy anymore. But the whole I'm going to go spread joy, and they just need to hear the message of Jesus.
Well, no, it's not so much that. It's taking that. Yeah, exactly. And let me be clear, where I'm not going there to change them, or I'm not going to bully my way onto someone else's beliefs, right? You want to believe in, I'm not doing that, right? But I can also explain to you that I carry something that I can't explain. I just can't do it, man. But my neighbor, who's from El Salvador, he told me like this. He's from El Salvador. He's a good friend of mine. He said, Victor, you're a green parrot. Or he said, I won't use my name, but he said, you're a green parrot. If you're a green parrot here in California, you'll be a green parrot in North Carolina. You'll be a green parrot in Texas. It's just who you are. You're just a good person. I'm like, well, thanks, neighbor. And it's with that concept, right? You're either you're a good person here and you'll be a good person everywhere, right? And that's why I said you have to be careful. Feel out the situation of how people are, you know? And it's not crazy.
What do you mean
it's just a lifestyle change.
Yeah, you know, once you explain, like, that there's like a whole volunteer group, there's a whole plan. You know, actually, that's actually not a big deal. That sounds reasonable.
No,
it sounds like there's something else you want to do. But
yeah, exactly.
So
you know what?
There are other parts. Go on,
dude,
go on.
Dude, let me tell you something, dude. You being on the computer for more than 1 hour a day is crazy to me. That's crazy. You're out your mind.
Fair enough.
That's crazy.
That may be crazy. That doesn't stop other things from being crazy. We can talk about me.
Yeah.
And
well, I don't need.
The plan doesn't. There seems to be more of a plan, but the whole like you said my neighbor told me I'm a green parrot good person, and
but these
ergo,
are sayings
I
from
must
El
go
Salvador.
and ergo I must now go to this.
No,
place
you don't
got.
understand, man. Let me tell you something, dude. You have to understand these people are not from America, right? Neither are you, Anchor Baby. Let me tell you something here, dude.
I'm an American anchor baby. I was born in no. Go on. My parents abused the immigration laws fair and square.
Fair and square, man. That's how it
Which
goes.
means not fair and square at all. But go on.
No, so it's if you think of an immigrant from El Salvador, right, who once had a business, you know, and he's successful, but he got ran out of his country. And then he's also 20 years older than you. To put you in my shoes, right? So you can understand this a little bit better. And everyone, if you're a happy person right here, you're going to be a happy person over there, or you're going to be a happy person over there. It's just who you are, right? Being born again, you know, the concept is like once you're born again, right, you just carry something different about you. And it took me a long time to have the idea that I was a born-again Christian, right? I was like, what are you talking about? I just believe in Jesus. But as I'm getting to know this concept more and more, I can start to use it more and openly, right? It sounds crazy in some ways, but if you have a clean heart, you'll understand it. Where it's, hey, go volunteer.
But where are you getting that idea from? Like a clear person, for example, a clear person knows that they can't help anybody else. They can't show people Jesus. They can't. A clear-minded person knows that they don't have anything. I mean, you can't even put it in words. How are you going to help anybody?
Well, I'll explain it to you like this, right? So, showing someone by example is extremely helpful, right? Where being a hands-on person, right? So imagine your life without the computer. That would be my life without a shovel, right? I'm a laborer. I work every day with my hands, man. Where I'm just some dude. I'm just some guy with a shovel out there on the side of the road that like just holds a shovel up, right? But I'm really good with it. And I'm going to stop that and go change my life.
Change your life how?
Well, I would never want to take advantage of a situation. That would be wrong, and that's against my morals and beliefs. But if you want to change your life into finding a closer path to understanding God, go help people in need. It also comes from, are you your brother's keeper, right? And this is a question to you. Are you your brother's keeper?
No, I don't think so. I don't know exactly what you mean, but it sounds like you're saying, am I responsible for my brother? And I'm not. Nobody is. I'm barely responsible for myself. and you're saying,
Well, yeah,
change your
everybody
life
knows
and-
that, but
Well, I'm just.
I'm explaining
doesn't
to you,
make sense.
you are responsible for your brother. You are.
In what way?
So, in a sense where your brother is making a mistake, and you say, no, that's wrong. And he can either listen to you, or he doesn't have to listen to you. And you hope he listens to you. And when the truth comes out, you will see it. And he will see it. And as a brother, you love your brother no matter what. First of all, it's all about love, right? But you always love your brother. And if you're a believer in Christ, the other believers is to love your brother. And love everybody, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, you love everybody, but, no matter what, dude, you got to love people. That's like overall.
But it matters exactly what you mean by that. And that doesn't sound, it's nice to say to love all people, but when you describe it, it doesn't sound like love at all. It sounds like judgment. It sounds like, I know what you need. I need to come and save you. I have something special in me. I'm born again.
Nah, dude.
And I got something to show you. I got a lesson for you. This is how it sounds to me, but I mean,
this is how it sounds to you.
Right,
you want to know why?
That's why I'm asking you questions
This
so we
is
can
why
talk
it
it out.
sounds to you.
It's totally.
You're a keyboard wizard, right? You're a keyboard wizard. You know what?
Okay, go ahead.
You're a keyboard wizard. You know what I am? I'm a hammer swinging, hole digging muckalooka.
But that's not what you're talking about. You're not talking about just being a
my love is
muckalooking
simply
shovel
different
guy.
than
You're
yours,
talking about saving
right?
people.
My love is different than yours. My love is to swing a hammer and to help someone rebuild their house. That's
that makes
how
sense. That's
I show
reasonable.
them love.
That's reasonable.
Exactly. Where you're trying to put your concept of love in my scope of work. It will not work.
No, it's not my
Some
concept of
men-
love. It's just simply I'm just kind of asking you what you mean and
yeah, and I'm
so I'm not
explaining
putting
to you.
a concept on you. I'm just
Every
I can't
time
put
you
a
hit
concept
the-
on you. Love is love, right? Now you may see
Every
it
time you
like
turn on your computer, I want you to think of someone digging a hole out there by a shovel. Every time.
and what's that
And
gonna
then you'll
do?
be like,
What's that gonna
I don't know. I'm just messing with you now, dude. Where we gotta have fun. Hey, I
I'm
really
having
do
fun.
listen to your show all the
And I'm having fun.
because I listen to your show.
This totally
And,
relaxed. This is a totally relaxed conversation. I'm having total fun. I'm talking to a buddy as
Yeah,
far as
man.
I'm concerned.
Cool, man. And
But yeah, anyways, on
My
love though, it doesn't sound. I mean, just what you described, because you're saying my form of love is just working. Like I just got to shovel. You sit in your computer.
Well, let me ask you.
plug
So-
away in your
so-
computer. Next time you turn on a computer, think about
Next
people who are
time you-
really working and really okay. I get it. But listen.
yeah,
all
so
I'm
it's a
saying
different
is-
kind.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right. Yeah, I'm just sitting here in the computer. But listen, I'm just saying that what you've described so far is not just. You're not just talking about. I'm just a guy with a shovel. You're talking about way more than that. You've said a lot more than that, man. You said all sorts of things about Jesus and spreading joy and I'm just saying it's nice to say you gotta love. You just gotta love people. But don't you know that there's a whole bunch of people doing what you're talking about? Oh, you just gotta, if you want to learn and get closer to God, you said, go out and just help people. Don't you know there's tons of people doing that all the time? Look at the Christian church in America, man. They do that all the time. They're messed up. They're evil. They're a cult. They're a huge, giant cult in America, and they don't have love.
You know what? There's technically the word I've been using to describe the people you are is they're scam artists.
You said who?
So I walked into a church the other day. Someone invited me to
You
their
said the
church.
people we are?
No, not you, not Bond Network. I love you guys, and you guys really do.
Who's the scam artist? Because I missed what you said.
There's a great. Who
Who are the scam artists? I missed what you said by that.
Christians. There is a group of Christians that are scam artists, and I say that reluctantly and very hesitantly, because as I'm getting a better understanding of the Bible, right? People use the Bible for their success, and that would be a scam artist, and that is the group of people I caution others about. Is one thing I've done over the years. Actually, this is a lesson I've learned in the past 6 months. Caution from the scam artists out there.
So
that
where'd you
aren't
get this whole
teaching you.
where'd you get this whole thing about you're responsible for your brother, you're your brother's keeper?
I got I got that from church the other day.
From church? Who? Some preacher?
Not just some preacher, a man that is a knowledgeable man, and so I'll explain it to you like this, right? Out of everybody in the whole world, dude, I only called 2 men pastors, right? Only 2, and I won't even call Grandpa Jesse Reverend, because he ain't my Reverend.
Well, he asked
But
people
his-
not to call him that. I mean,
Correct,
you can if you
but
want to, but he asked people to kind of take that title in your mind from him, because he's just like us.
Exactly, like take that away from him, right? And even he is like, no, I don't want that title. Like, hey, I'm your friend, right? I'm more your friend than you would think, even too, because I want the best for you. I only call 2 people pastors because they have the knowledge to back up their beliefs, and they've spent many years, understanding and reading about why the Last Supper happened. Like, why in the Bible was it relevant?
Well, I'll let you say.
just
I'll let you
facts.
say why the Last Supper happened. It sounds interesting, but just to interject real quick, all that knowledge of your pastor and that you've gotten, all that knowledge, and you guys don't know that not even God intervenes. If you notice, God isn't going around intervening with the brothers keepers and watching out when they do wrong and trying to inject, show them joy and bring them Jesus in their life. With all your learnings and scriptures, you don't seem to get that part.
Yeah, I don't understand what you just said.
Well, don't you
simply,
notice
and
God
I want
isn't?
to.
Does God intervene the way you're talking about? So it seems like
Say
you
that
care more
again?
than God.
No, God cares about everybody and everything, man. What are you talking about, dude?
In what way?
What do you mean in what way? God gives us free will. That's the most beautiful thing about it. He
Well, I'm
wants
asking
us
in what
to
way
choose.
because we may be speaking about it in different. We may be misunderstanding each other because you say He cares, and I wonder what you mean by care. Because I wonder, is it the same care you're going to show to these people that you're giving up your well-paying job for to move across the whatever? Is that the same care God has for us?
No, it falls way short. It's not even comparable. No.
Oh, because I see a whole
Not the
bunch of
same.
homeless people on the streets. I see all sorts of people with messed up lives. They may not even be homeless. They may have jobs and all that, but they're miserable. I see all sorts of problems, and I don't see God anywhere there. Why isn't He saving them?
So it's every human's choice to have free will, right? If you want, you can go jump on the highway. But we want to preserve life. Life is a very beautiful, precious thing, right? And if you hold that dear, where the choice of free will comes into all humans, right? God gave us a choice to live a happy life. Or you can go, and I'm a recovering drug addict, man, I know.
No,
Whereas,
don't
or
put
you
your
can go
business
spend
out.
it.
I'm following you though. Go
Oh,
ahead.
that's okay. I don't
Appreciate
mind
the
about
honesty,
that.
sir. Go ahead.
I'm the dude, man. Every dude is a recovering addict.
The dude. Don't call yourself
The
that.
dude. No, well, I'll
hey,
tell you.
Mr. Christian.
Ah.
How about you cancel those words in the name? How's
What?
a scripture for you? How about some scripture for you, sir? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. How about you
You're right
cancel
about
those
that.
words?
So,
Psh,
well,
I thought you were a Christian.
The truth is
recovering. You can't be a Christian if you're a recovering drug addict.
yes, you can.
How?
Because, all right, so a person like you,
There's no space to be a Christian.
or
You're
maybe
too
not
busy
like
being a
you,
recovering
but this
drug
is what it
addict.
would be. I used to be a heathen, right? I used to be drinking, pot smoking, whatever you want to fill in, right? I used to be a heathen, bro. And then I got saved, man. It took a very hard saving, though, right? Where it took me a long time to understand, and a long time of listening to Jesse, too, to truly give up certain things. It took me a very long time. Not just like, it wasn't overnight, man. Believe me. The hardest thing that Jesse talks about is stop having sex out of wedlock. That was the hardest thing, man. And once I did that, my life changed. Everything
In what
was
way?
unbelievable. Huh.
In what way did it change?
But how did it change?
Yeah.
the woman was no longer important.
Ah.
Plain and simple. Yeah, the woman was no longer important. Like, that's just how it goes, man. And once the woman was no longer important, God stepped in and showed me the path of a better life.
Man, you know, like, honestly, a lot of what you're saying about just, you know, plans you want to do, volunteer, the kind of work you want to do, that makes total sense. It's totally reasonable. And it's funny, and I think this is the part that may be confusing, or you just disagree, and that's fine. No big deal. But the part that's crazy is all the Jesus stuff. All the, like, I'm going to save people, and I got something in me that I can bring joy to.
I'm not
you have
saving anybody.
You have all these, you have a litany of spiritual reasons to be doing this thing that you want to do, which is going to be a big change. You're giving up a very well-paid job and all that. You have all, it sounds like you have all these expectations, how it's going to play out.
No, you have zero expectations.
Okay, right on, man.
Expectations will only lead. Oh, dude! Hey, dude, let me tell you
on
something.
the work
Anchor,
and
baby.
the work you're gonna do, I don't see any reason why. I mean, it sounds like you've done. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't do what you want to do, what you believe is right.
So when you work with people, right? It's not just when you swing a hammer, right? So start swinging a hammer or digging a hole. You don't just start talking about Jesus. You wait till something happens, and I'll tell it to you like this.
But you don't even know. But you don't know. See. I get that. I get what you're saying. Look, you're like, oh, you don't just start talking about Jesus. You start swinging a hammer. It happens naturally. But a natural person doesn't even say that. A person who's natural doesn't even say that. They don't even have that plan of, I'm going to go and swing a hammer and use my shovel. I'm going to go and just do work.
Go break a gas line.
I'm just going to...
Go break a gas line and see what comes out.
I know, I get it. I sit on the desk. I don't know anything. I get it. You already said that.
No, you know something about... I sit on the desk and
I get it. I don't know anything about labor. But listen, I'm just trying to say, man.
That's right.
Because you're welcome to do what you want, but you called me about it. I'm just saying, when you have the when you have some of the motivations you're talking about, I know a couple people with similar motivations, and they made a mess of their lives, and they had a great thing going. I'm just saying, look, you want to go volunteer, dig a shovel. This is what I do. I want to help people. Then that's one thing, but you got to watch what spirit is motivating you. Where the source is. When I hear someone telling me, I have joy in me and I'm going to show people Jesus, and I'm going to affect, you have all these thoughts and plans about spirituality. It's not even just for the volunteer for the sake of itself. My spidey senses go off. No, I'm not concerned. I'm just saying, I'm just responding to this caller who's called me, and I appreciate it. And I was just speaking honestly the same way you're speaking honestly to me. So I'm just saying, when I hear those things, my spidey senses go off. I've heard strange motivations before, and these godly motivations are not what most people think it is. Okay.
I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying, man, and I appreciate your concern because it is important, right? As soon as you have your own thought about doing all this stuff, right, then it falls into Satan's hands. Right? And I'm serious about this, where it's not so much me. I can plan out a trip, right? You know, like practical thoughts. It's okay to do that, but just let everything kind of fall into its natural place rather than something to force it, you know? But I appreciate your time, bro. And I really do listen to your
no, it sounds like you do, man. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm not coming at you like whatever Chad is saying or whatever. I'm talking to a buddy as far as I'm concerned. That's how I talk to
everybody.
I
don't care about the chat. They're a chat, man. Okay. What do they know? They're all sitting on their computer.
Yeah, have you, chat.
I'm looking at my chickens in the backyard. I gotta go collect more eggs, you know?
Whatever. We got chickens to deal with.
Exactly. Hey, you have a great night, man, and I'll call you in a month or two after I've been out there, and I hope all goes smooth in the Bond network.
All right, man. Hey, wish you well, dude. The dude. And be still and slow in decisions, and take your time. There's no rush. And do your thing, man.
Calm is smooth, and smooth is fast, bro. I'll catch you later, man. Bye.
Call me again, man. Appreciate it. 888-449-002229. Spooky stuff. Wouldn't you agree? So we got the glow going. Okay, so here's what's up. Here's what I got done. We figured out a little glow, some glow action on the windows here to make it look like there's people living in it, or someone, or a spooky whatever. There's light now, okay? So the sun comes up, the light goes off as the sun comes up. And I know it's all pixelated, but that's because I'm scrubbing the timeline fast. And then as the sun comes back down, the lights glow, they slowly come back on. But I don't know, chat. I don't know if the light should slowly come back on, right? Because that's not what people do. You don't slowly dim your light as the day goes by in real IRL in life. You flick them on. So it should be more of a hard stop, right? For realism. So sometime when the sun is like maybe around here, the lights will just flick on. The lights should also flicker a little bit, right? Should have one light flick on, then another flick on. All right, you guys want me to do a whole bunch of work. I agree, Chris. I think we should do that. You should make a dark blue layer over the trees when it's nighttime. Yeah, I mean, that is a great... Thank you, Kohlberg Art. I knew that I was going to mess with the curves, because when the night sky is up, the whole scene where the leaves and the cabin are, it doesn't really change, so we need to mess with that. That's definitely coming. Can you add a flat moon in the sky? There is a moon. We have a moon element. So here's how I kind of want it to happen. So the sun goes down, the stars appear, the sky turns purple. It goes from like a black, bluish night to a purple, kind of scary Halloween night. And then when the moon comes up, I kind of want it to be... So, and this is all set up for every hour of the JLP show. So once we're like around 30 minutes in, it's already the dead of night, I'll call it. And so the moon comes out, and the stars, they go away, because it's kind of a creepier look. This is what I'm thinking so far. So the moon comes out, the stars go away, now it's the dead of night. It's the dead of night, it's creepy. We're going to get some volumetrics going, some fog going. I think that'll do. And then the moon, as it goes almost away from view, you get almost like a blood sky. Orangey, blood red, blood moon sky. And then the hour starts up again. Jesse says, unite in the races with truth. The sun comes up really fast. This is a really fast sun come up. Comes up fast in the first 40 seconds. Unite in the races with truth. Blah, 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 blah. And then it's a slow roll, 30 minutes in, dead of night. That's the theme. What do you guys think? The leaves are all shaking too. In fact, if I play this for you a little bit, you can see that the leaves, I made all the leaves shake in the wind, and the trees dance in the wind as well. I'll show you that. We have another caller, 844-900-2229, if you want to talk to the Anchor Baby while we're chilling in the lab. Let me get to you in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Appreciate your call, I believe from Massachusetts. Very nice. Or in fact, this may be so... Oh. Never mind. We got a different caller. Don't know where you're from. All right, let's see this play. I want to show you the trees swaying. The leaves and trees swaying in the wind. Yeah. We liking it? I think we're liking it. See, all these leaves over here also sway. It's just hard to see because it's slow to render all this while we're playing it on the fly. It can be a little, oh, there it goes. Very cool. Hey, caller. Your name and where are you calling from?
It's Carl out of Massachusetts.
What's up, Carl? Thanks for your call, man.
Absolutely. I want to say everyone liked the stream, and also like Jesse Lee Peterson's stream, and also his Bond stream, and also Joel Friday and Report streams.
Thank you for that, man. Don't be rude. You've been in here enjoying yourself. Your feet are up. You're kicking it back. You're making your jokes. You're asking for food, and you won't even click the like button. Show some decorum. Don't be rude. At least, we forgive the mothers and all that, but show some appreciation to you. She tried to teach you manners, okay? And you're not showing it. So, thank you for that.
No, absolutely.
How you doing, sir? Thanks for calling back.
No worries. I got in an argument with my dad, who has epilepsy, and
You said argument with your dad who has epilepsy?
yep. And it's my birthday almost. Another week, October 30th, and then I get a call from my buddy who has multiple holes in his heart that he was born with. One of my best friends, and I found out that his father had committed suicide, and I had seen him 3 months prior. Guys, whatever the hell you're going through, just weather that storm. Just be strong. It's always gonna be okay.
So
At the end of the day, God restores. Okay.
So what happened? So you're saying your friend has holes in his heart, and your friend's dad killed himself. It seems like a lot of shall we call it whatever, mishaps, tragedies happening around you all of a sudden?
Right, but I'm laughing about it. It's because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. You just keep it moving, and you don't worry. You don't go into the worry energy. Basically, is all I'm saying.
Did you
I
feel
can't
that-
believe it happened.
You can't believe what happened?
It's
the suicide?
zip tie suicide. And I was talking to him, my best friend's dad, 3 months prior. This happened in undisclosed part of Massachusetts. But you know what? He's resting in heaven. But guys, all I'm saying is just whatever it is, make sure that Christ wants you to be comfortable. He didn't create your soul, your eternal soul, to suffer. He created your soul to live. And I took that from Mr. Peterson. And I think that's... I just want the viewers to also not be worried with the next couple weeks here, the election as well. Because at the end of the day, the Patriots, these migrants are getting deported. Trump's back in office, and like the stream.
Were you tempted to worry and all the things you say to people to be strong about?
Absolutely, definitely.
And what was so tempting about it? Why did you want to lose hope or worry or whatever over the things that are happening right now that you're describing?
Well,
because I'm sure a lot of people relate. But go on.
No, absolutely. Well, everyone that's listening right now, just remember that Satan is Christ's lapdog, your father's lapdog, the Creator. Satan is his lapdog. He has no power over you, and there's only perfection in eternity. I just want to say that, and all the Beelzebub and Moloch and all these demons, they'll turn people. They want to turn us all into golems of all races and all regions of the world, and just your father will never let you suffer through something that you can't weather. basically, I guess that's all I got.
What's that mean?
Christ is king.
But you
I
say
really have.
God won't let you what? Weather anything?
No, suffer anything that you can't weather through. Basically.
And you found that
It's,
to be true?
Yep, in my heart, I did.
How do you know this?
For sure. Just, I guess I've lived a lot. I don't know. I don't really have like a solid answer. I guess it's really not prayer. It's just Christ is king. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had something better. I'm sorry, Nick. Yeah.
Christ is king. What's that mean?
Just well, Christ is the creator, and I guess I found that through
Christ is the creator?
Yes, the
How you know
Father,
that?
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
I thought that was about God.
Yeah, Christ is God.
Oh,
Sorry
you're
if
saying
that
the prayer is
offends
talking about God? The prayers. What does the prayer say? You say, "Hallowed be thy name."
Jesus Christ is God.
Hallowed be
yes.
thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as
So
it
when
is
it's
in
saying
heaven.
thy and all that, they're talking about Jesus and not God, I guess.
Jesus is God. Christ is God.
Oh.
And I know that might offend some people, and I don't want to offend whatever. I mean, you shouldn't be offended by anything.
No, I'm not offended.
I get it.
But,
No, I don't want any viewers to be offended either. But no, when I pray to Christ, I know it's my Father. I know it's the Creator, and when I'm really stressed out and I feel like I'm, like, and I pray to God, it's really Christ. There's also evidence. This is kind of interesting, Nick. So, all right, so this will help it out with you and the viewers. When you pray to Christ, all the priests of all time that have done exorcisms, which are real, they use the word Christ, and it repels. It's like in the movie Exorcism. It's Christ be your father. Totally butchered that, but
and why do you believe that? Because you saw it in a movie?
Well, because there's actual evidence in real our world of it. When they're doing an exorcism on a house or an evil place, they use the word Christ, and it expels evil energy and
how do you know that?
demons. Because I've researched it.
Oh, what research did you find that proved this to you?
Well, they've been doing it for 100 years now. I mean,
People have been doing a lot of things for hundreds of years.
But the research, like real research, though.
Right, I'm ignorant of this research, but I would like to be brought into enlightenment. Show some love to your brother, enlighten me, even if you could just a little bit. Even if you could just do it just a little tiny bit.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of in 2016 when the world started to get rattled by Black Lives Matter and MAGA and division.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of videos of these freakish feminists and people using the word Christ and them freaking out and getting weakened by it. And this is only like 8 years ago. Yeah. I mean, that's all I really have on that. I mean, and then there's actual documentaries.
That doesn't really prove anything, though. You're saying Christ is God, and and all, because of some video you saw of someone using Jesus, and in this video it looked like when they said Jesus, it exorcised demons?
No, it's the word Christ. If someone's evil or if there's a demon, if you say Christ, it goes away, or it
Right,
wants
and
to die.
your rubric on this is videos you saw of people saying that in some video, and it looked like someone was being exorcised or something in that video?
No, that's not what I said. That's some evidence. There's also documentaries of scientists studying this. You know, all your your Darwinists, your Marxists, your big scientists out there, guys, because scientism is definitely helping with the vaccines. Anthony Fauci, Ronald Reagan. Anyways, no, there's documentaries showing priests spelling demons using the word Christ.
Hmm.
And that's like 30 years ago.
All right. I don't know. I don't buy it.
But I'll leave it. I'll leave it.
I just don't buy it.
Okay. You don't have to buy anything. I'm not trying to sell you. Am I trying to sell you something?
Fair enough, sir. But I'm just saying, I don't buy it that those people were being. I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, brother, thank you for the call. I appreciate the time.
All right, man. Hey, call in Bible Thumper Thursday. I want to hear this.
Absolutely. Have a go.
Take care, sir. I don't got the scriptures, folks. I don't got the scriptures for this. Maybe we don't need a scripture. But, hey, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, this is another Kyle from Ohio.
What's up, Kyle? Thanks for calling, man.
Not much. Trying to keep things together after listening to the other Kyle.
Hey, welcome.
But I appreciate your pushback on a lot of stuff. I don't really have an opinion much on the I don't see myself just like the flat earth thing getting into an argument over is Christ God and the power of the word Christ, but I feel like if the word Christ is so powerful, then why would it be allowed to be? It is just something I'm riffing right now. It's just why would people be like Jesus Christ, you know? And it's like, well, nothing happens. All these people saying it in vain.
That's such a good point. Well, if it's so powerful, go on. Am I cutting you off? Please go ahead.
No, I was just saying that wasn't really what I was calling about, but just something.
No, but this is a good point, man.
Just wanted to add.
If it's so powerful, if the name Christ, just saying Christ, is so powerful, why is the world so messed up? Why are Christians so messed up? Why isn't their country working? Why are there all these people with problems and they call themselves Christian all day? If saying Christ is so powerful, if Christ is so powerful, if saying it's so powerful, why aren't the Democrats banned? Were you getting at that? Were you not Democrats necessarily, but were you saying that wouldn't the world ban that word then?
Well, I wasn't thinking ban, but yeah, maybe Democrats would want to, right? Like what happened at the Kamala rally. And then on the contrary, I was just mostly saying that if it was as simple as a belief or something, then it just sounds too easy to me. And it's just like the same way as like being saved, like just believe in Jesus. That's always been like a hard pill for me to swallow, that just like a quick belief. You know, I do actually believe that Jesus died on the cross for me. But I don't know that just that one simple thing is just going to make everything right. I don't know. I think the born again idea makes more sense than just like to say. I think the belief, like when Jesus was on the cross and the murderers next to him, you know, like this guy had this horrible life and it just took a change of the heart, right? Like he didn't say like, I believe that. He didn't say some like set of words necessarily. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't know. The man on the cross, the thief, you're talking about the thief or whatever?
I thought he murdered people, but he did like that, really bad stuff. He was
But
you know,
he
he's getting
forgave on the
crucified.
cross or something, right?
Yeah, Jesus told him that he was going to be in heaven just because he looked over and said, I believe in you, something along those lines. But it didn't have much to do with, like, you are God. You know what I mean? So I just don't get why people get so hung up on that. And you can interpret the Bible a lot of different ways. So I just don't understand the being, like, so diehard on it. But it is a big point for Republicans are leaning into it. You've got, like, well, now you've got J.D. Vance up there capitalizing on it. You've got Candace Owens, who's been really behind it. You know, a lot of Tucker Carlson. I think most of them are kind of pushing it, but it's like I don't know. I don't know that it's really like helping much. It's just like getting people into arguments and stuff.
Well, I think it's not even saying Christ or anything that's causing the arguments, but it's people's confusion. It's people's wrong kind of thinking about the whole thing. You know, they'll say, well, you believe in Jesus if you just believe that he's Lord. But it's like, those are just words. Those are just words. And when I think about that thief or murderer or whatever on the cross, I can't imagine that all he had, that all he did when he said, I believe in you, were just words. I don't think that's how you, now you could read that and say, well, that's what the scripture says. He just simply said, I believe in you. It doesn't say anything about something else, but I just can't imagine that that's all he did. When he said, I believe in you, he's describing really seeing. And if you really saw Jesus was the Son of God, it's not a matter of, I believe some words. It's, I believe what he was saying about God is working through him, that it's not him, it's God through him. That the greatest commandment is to love everyone, to love God as much as you can, and not as much as you can, love him fully or whatever. And I'm butchering it. And love your neighbor as yourself. So when I hear about the thief saying, I believe in you, it's more than just some words of like, I believe you died on this cross.
It's more than intellect.
Right.
It's more than some concept. It's like he had the whole, I think, change in the heart or something. I don't know exactly how to put it into words. Being born again, right? Like he must have been born again up there, if I had to guess.
Fascinating, man.
Anyways, I don't want to take up too much time on that. I had a few questions, and I'll let you get the wheels turning here. But I got it kind of organized. I hope it goes smooth here. So,
hey, no problem.
Quick question. All right, thank you. So, do you think people's stances or opinions are either alpha or beta in general?
Well, I don't even understand the question. Do I think people's stances about anything? They could be about anything?
Right. Yeah, like anything. Like I buy fruit at the grocery store, or like just any.
Wait, you
any
go to a
type of
grocery
thing.
store? You do
All the time.
groceries?
Yes.
Beta.
Right, exactly. Like, I don't know, maybe I've been listening.
No,
to
I'm
Jesse
messing
too
around
much,
with that, man. But don't ever say that you do that you're going to do groceries or you do laundry. I know it's one of those things. It's like women don't go to the bathroom. It's like, obviously they do, but no, we're all going to pretend. Right. We're all going to pretend. The same way ladies don't use the restroom and they never go. Number two, men don't do groceries and they don't do laundry. I mean, they do, obviously, especially if they don't have a wife, they don't have anyone to do it, but don't say it.
You're always good for alpha advice, Nick, and that leads me to my next question. So,
but to answer your question, if I may, I mean, I don't think I answered it. I really don't know how to answer it. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. It kind of leads into my second question. So, the opinion of being afraid of what the future brings, whether it's AI or space travel or free labor from a Tesla robot or some type of a future conflict or a war or whatever, would being afraid of future events be alpha or beta?
Beta. I heard afraid in that sentence. I heard afraid. That tells me all I gotta know.
Right. It was loaded for sure. So you've just had some recent discussions, and you seem to be one of the few hosts at Bond that is like not afraid of the future. Just to summarize,
it's
like,
the wrong
and I think
focus.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. And focusing on, we should take away all technology, we should this, and I don't know. Don't think that is worth thinking about. I think it's kind of beta.
It's just it's the absolute wrong focus. That what's evil is, that's not a good description of evil. Technology and that's not a full and complete description of it. That's not the evil part. See, anytime anybody talks about technology, when they talk about AI, robots, and what may come, and when people bring up criticisms and possible future problems that may arise that we should watch out for, what are they really always talking about? They're really talking about us. They're not talking about the robot. They're talking about the programmer of the robot and how they're going to mess it up. How having the robot may negatively affect us. How we may misuse these things. It's always us. So that's number one. And it's like, I was thinking about the shipping container the other day. The shipping container itself, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Those big metal containers that hold all sorts of goods, and they go on big old ships, and they get shipped around the whole world. I was thinking about shipping containers. The guy who made this, who thought of this idea, I mean, honestly, he didn't know that it was going to change the world. And what I'm trying to get at is that when he came up with the shipping containers, his whole business, it was tough at first because all the mentalities and processes were around this industry were just different. Okay, they weren't ready for the shipping container. All the longshoremen, they were used to having their goods already in their own packaging. They thought, well, why would we take goods that are already packaged and put them and make even more work? Now we got to put them in these other containers. And I'll try and be quicker. I'm kind of rambling about this, but yes.
No, I had no idea.
Tabitha is in the chat.
No idea.
Tabitha in the chat, it says the guy who thought of a box. Yes, a box. A box was absolutely. It changed the whole industry. Okay, so to get quick to the point is, eventually, the industry caught up, and now you can't live without them. Okay, and the amount of trade, and goods and in the industries that have been helped because of the lowering of costs of shipping containers, the effect that shipping containers had on lowering costs on the whole industry, we are on those shoulders, and our societies are held up by that framework. So we can only have this number of population and technology. We can only have the things we have because we're on the shoulders of these frameworks of efficiency.
Yeah, and
so there's these longshoremen. They're all
efficiency.
scared. They don't want to modernize the ports, for example. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is, and anyway. I'm rambling at this point. You following anything I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and I don't like their complaints about the technology. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, I hate to talk about a grocery store again, but there's still people working at grocery stores, and it is kind of silly. I heard Jesse make the point of like that they're laughing at us, like look at us doing all the work in the self-checkouts and stuff and putting our shopping carts back. It is ridiculous.
That was
all
pretty
that
based.
stuff. Yeah, but also there's still people working at the store. Like it just means they're going to be more efficient. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not opposed to it.
Right.
I don't think it's like necessarily means all jobs are going to go away.
No. There will be different jobs. Okay, that's just how it goes. And there is a way to navigate that because we're still people. It's still a society made up of people. It's not a society made up of goods and services, and no, it's people at the core. So there's a way to navigate that, I'm sure. There's a way to navigate that so the longshoremen aren't just all fired all at once and we just put them robots. There's a way to do that. Don't get me wrong, because it's still about people. But
have you ever seen Idiocracy?
To support higher new levels, people are still having babies as much as there's low population birth rates and all that. To support ever higher qualities of life, populations, food, etc., you got to make the whole thing efficient.
Have you ever seen Idiocracy? I would assume you have.
No, that sounds familiar.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. We'll miss the reference here. But either way,
No, never seen it.
they do something in a futuristic economy. They basically he fixes. They're trying to like use this Gatorade type material called Brondo or something, and this big corporation Brondo. You know, you go to water fountain, it's Brondo. They're watering the plants with Brondo. They just have completely lost their minds, and this guy comes in and he uses water for the crops, and like now plants can grow again, and like it's supposed to fix. I mean, they didn't have plants and stuff at this time. They weren't doing agriculture, so he's bringing back normal stuff, right? But Brondo goes out of business, and then half of the country loses their jobs.
Wow, yeah.
There's like riots. There's like riots and stuff.
That's going on the list, sir. That sounds up my alley.
You gotta watch it. It's so funny. You'll definitely like it. Okay, real quick. Sorry,
Hit me, no
taking
problem.
up a lot of your time, so I appreciate you. So on the future talk, what would your thoughts be on the flying cars? I don't know if I heard that exactly from you. Or would you like flying cars, or you don't really have much of an opinion on flying cars, or what?
It goes like this. Verticality, my friend. It's all about levels. It's about verticality. Once you can't go wider, you go up. And one of the challenges in what should we call it? What's it called? Yeah, automotive, transportation, etc. is that, we kind of got the roads, we got the highways, layers of basically, yeah. I mean, it sounds awesome. I don't know what to say about that. Honestly, I don't know what it would look like, but it seems more than just awesome. Almost a necessity for ever increasing populations.
Right, and I think one day maybe it would be a good idea. But do you know how many? And I gotta admit, I googled this before calling you. Do you know how many crashes are in the United States every day or every year? It's daily is easier to think about than yearly,
sure.
honestly. 36,000 crashes, 36,000 automobile crashes per day in America. Just America, 36,000.
Yeah.
So now, unless we can get way more efficient at traveling, even down here, can you imagine if there was traffic up above you?
Right. Big problems. No, and this is why the things to the levels that you're talking about, flying cars. I mean, you're having hunks of metal, tons of metal in the air that could fall out. Okay, so this could be something that's way too far ahead to even think about. But one thing that comes up, and one thing that humanity will basically have to confront as it continues to advance, is the idea of self-driving itself. There is people wanting to drive will be at odds and will be eventually confronted by self-driving itself. At some point, society will have to forego all forms of manual driving should they want to fully realize the effects of self-driving. Because you have self-driving, which is quite advanced nowadays, more than people thought. But if you were to have you would need every car to be self-driving to have it work correctly, because you can't have variables, you can't have people having accidents, you can't have drunk drivers, you can't have any of that if you want this whole self-driving thing to work the way people really want it to. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, you're totally right.
So at some point, there may be some time where at the beginning you'll have all these cars that, you'll buy your new car and out of the highway you'll drive it, but once you get into the highway, the steering wheel detracts, you go into highway mode and you can't control the vehicle anymore. And you'll just be in a line of vehicles all controlled by some program. And they'll be pretty close too. They'll be so close together to maximize space, but the only way to have cars so close is to have them controlled by a computer that won't make a mistake like a person. And then after that,
that's 100% right.
That'll be like the highway method that Bill was thinking about, but then past that, far into the future, one day humanity might have to decide. And it won't really be up to you and I.
No, well, I like the example of the drunk driver, and or even like people driving without seatbelts on. Like once you can statistically, and I hate to use the word statistic, once the math is like, you can't deny the math. You know, it's 1,000 times safer, 10,000 times safer. Then that's where eventually it's going to all go that route.
And not just the safety math, but also the efficiency math. You're getting trips, energy and gas is being used this much less. Trips are this much shorter because the cars are allowed to go this much faster.
Yeah, like the robo-taxi idea where, you know, I think they said cost per mile on a robo-taxi is going to be about 20 to 30 cents per mile. And I don't know exactly where math is on that is now. I want to say it's probably around $1 or maybe $2. Like if you're talking like an Uber or a Lyft driver, you know, you're going to pay, well, I guess it depends where in the country you are, but you're probably closer to $5 per mile. So these technologies are going to change the game, and I think for the better.
It really will be a totally different world. So it's hard to even speak about what it would be like, because it would be a different world.
Coming sooner than we're both ready for, probably.
It'll be the people you're talking about. It'll be normal. It'll be like having an iPhone, having an Optimus robot or whatever. It'll be like an iPhone. Those people will be different.
Mhm. Yeah, they'll be laughing and like not even knowing how to live life like us when we think before the smartphone how we were living. It's like it's like a whole nother lifetime. It's like I don't even remember the dark ages. It's funny to think about. All right, last question I have for you, bro. I appreciate you for talking to me this long. How many pull-ups you got straight, Nick? I know you do these calisthenics.
I've been back on the game. I've been back on the. Lin Yan Chin has been he's been an inspiration. I'm back on the body weight stuff, and I'm rocking like all the way to bottom to top. We're talking.
Yep.
Like 13, 14 good fast pull-ups.
That's legit. That's if someone can do one pull-up. Yeah, one pull-up to me is impressive. That's where I started, was like just being able to do a couple. And if you can do one clean pull-up, then you do it on the minute, and you try to get to
and it's this
10 or 20.
Underhand grip and close too, not wide. That's how I'm doing those.
Oh, wait. Yo, you do underhand grip?
Like as instead of like wide grip, like I'm talking like military. I don't even know if that's called military. And I'm not kipping either, Chad. I'm not kipping. But,
okay, no kipping for sure. No kipping.
No, I'm not kipping. But I like this with the underhand, where I can kind of use my biceps.
Again. Sorry, I wasn't looking. Show me again.
Oh, I'm going like this. If you could watch this.
Oh, bro,
like this.
You gotta flip it. You gotta flip it.
I know. I need to go like this, huh?
Okay, turn it around. You gotta have you're gonna build forearm strength if you do it. That's a chin up. So pull up is that way. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's gonna work. Honestly, it works things differently, and yeah. But there's a difference there for sure. Usually you're about 10. I think they say 10% stronger doing a pull up than a. Sorry,
with
a chin up than a pull up.
I'm doing like. How about I do pull ups for the next, and then I'll let you know.
No, sounds good.
I'll do pull-ups for my next workout day, which is tomorrow.
If you can get to where you're able to do 10 pull-ups, then you're probably ready to do a muscle up. Anyways, I love calisthenics, and I like hearing you mentioning it sometimes, and I want to hear the progression.
We're going to be doing...
hit me with some updates.
Yeah, man. Join the Discord and stuff, because I'm going to be doing some World War III preparation streams where we're going to be doing calisthenics and learning Russian.
Nice. The first one I can get behind. The Russian sounds too difficult.
Hey, it'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Right on, Nick. Well, hey, thanks for your time, bro. You have a great night.
Call me again, sir. Appreciate your call.
Will do. Take care.
Ублюдок, мать твою, а ну и сюда говно собачье. Решил ко мне лец. Засранец, вонючий, мать твою, а? Ну иди сюда, попробуй меня трахнуть, я тебя сам трахну. Ублюдок, он из чертов. Right? Будь ты проклят, идиот. You know what I'm saying. Right? Zlobs вонючий дерьмо, сука, падла. I probably shouldn't be saying this. But we're going to be learning Russian. You're going to need to know everything I just said once you're up against the enemy. You're going to need to know everything I just said once we're up against the enemy, okay? You're going to want to know. You're going to need to know. You're going to be hearing them. You're going to be smelling them. That's a joke. I'm just joking. That's kind of a dark joke. We're not wishing war upon anything. We are canceling those words. But yeah. We got Russian to learn. We got stuff to do. Where was we? So I'm trying to get some fog. I'm trying to get some fog going here, and I got a fractal noise layer, and I'm just trying to make it evolve kind of naturally, where this fractal noise kind of looks like fog. That's kind of what I'm doing with that.
Hey, yo, Reaper, those kids out there seem mad thirsty. You got something for them to drink?
Oh my gosh, the supers. Oh my gosh. My freaking apologies, folks. Look at these super chats. You guys, thank you so much. Thank you. Kicking it back in the lab with the people. Thank you so much, Art. Appreciate that. Skyjack says Arby's over McDonald's. John 3:16. Truer words. I like McDonald's. Shout out McDonald's. They support the illegals though. It's kind of a mess, but that was awesome with Trump. It's kind of McDonald's does have it's a very special place in Americana, no? But Arby's, solid stuff, you folks. Okay, I don't know what y'all doing if you haven't had Arby's, but Arby's over McDonald's. John 3:16. Deep. John Zimmer says request Rudyard Kipling's If. What a request, no less. It's not just any request. It's like, this is a request and a half. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kale Samogi says, when I was 17, I bought a plane ticket and moved to Montreal. 2,000 miles away from everything and everyone I knew. No job, no place to stay, and no French. No plan. It was the best decision of my life. Right on, Kale. Right on, man. Matthew with a super chat says, spends hours watching Knit, judges Knit for being online for hours. Matthew, that might be a comment on a call I had earlier. Kale Samogi says, Nick, if God didn't care to intervene, he wouldn't have sent his only begotten son to be tortured and killed for our sins. Well, you kind of got me there, sir. Okay? I got egg on my face. Well, now I look like an arse. Harmony with the super chat says, free bird. Appreciate the super chats, y'all. Thanks for the support. Very cool.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, If you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. Or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. If neither
Dramatic.
foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Simba. Let's go. If poem. By request. Thank you, David Morgan. Hey, appreciate the super chats. Very generous, everybody. Thank you so much. Hope you've been enjoying the chill stream today. Hope you've been enjoying this chill stream today. David Morgan with the bones. Thank you. Very nice. Alright, so I'm trying to get this fractal noise right. I'm trying to get this fractal noise looking right. It's got to flow like smoke. And the point is to create like fog, okay? I don't know if I like that diagonal movement though. I was trying to go for diagonal and I'm not so sure.
I am original. We can build upon the ill form and keep all your brain cells warm. Hocus pocus, yo, what's the focus? Weak techniques should speak, the shit is bogus.
Let's get rid of the diagonal. You guys want me to also like maybe tell you what I'm doing for the people who want to know about editing? If you know anything about expressions, anybody know anything about expressions? So I'm using an expression to animate this parameter, offset turbulence. And I'm telling it to animate in the X to evolve with the time function. First of all, what is this program? This is After Effects. We are using After Effects. We are editing today. We are compositing, to be clear. We are compositing together a scene in After Effects. And we got this layer here, which is a solid white layer, and then I threw an effect on it called generate a fractal noise. It makes all this noise, which you can mess around with the parameters, how big the noise is, and the patterns, and how it evolves over time. So we got it moving side to side. We also have it going like this, like smoke, like using the evolve parameter. Evolve. And so I got it transforming like that over time. Pretty happy with that. Let's bring down the opacity. That's what we'll do next. Make it transparent like this. But we're not just gonna have it like this either. We're not just gonna have it like this. Now let's mess with the scale. Let's mess with the width. Because this looks more like smoke. We need kind of like We need something more like... kind of like wide, like this, you know what I mean? There you go. It's looking a little better. Misty. Foggy, misty. Make it wide. Hey, Reese's Vids, what are you talking about? You're missing out on a gold mine of funny clips for the intro vid on Bible Thumper Thursday. We haven't made any new Bible Thumper Thursdays lately. I've been kind of relying on the bunch I made previously. If you got one that'll inspire, I mean, come on, let me in, cause it might be, if I get a video inspires me. I mean, we might have to get down and create a new Bible Thumper Thursday video, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow's Bible Thumper Thursday. What the? That's incredible. All right, we got this thing looking pretty wide, huh? Looking pretty wide, pretty nice and wide. Very good. What else can we do to this thing? I'm thinking, I don't want the fog to be on the whole thing, so we got to mask it out. We definitely have to do some masking action, so let's get to that. Picked up the pen tool. Let's just kind of go like this, like this, like this, something like this. No, that's too, I don't know, it's just too, dramatic. Something more like this. Something more like this. I think it's something more like this. Something like that. Now, how do we not make it look so cut off? You know, like it looks like, you see how it's cut off like that? It's not, it's like a hard cut, so it looks unnatural. We need an effect here. We need a little effect called turbulent displace, I think. Maybe not. Let's mess around with the effect. This could be what we need. No. That looks horrible. That looks like crud. That looks like crap. Make it a smaller size. I don't know. Bring up the complexity, maybe? It's better, I think. You made fog? We have fog? Someone made me fog? Hey! How do I use this? We got artists in the chat helping me out. This is awesome. How do I use this stuff? Fog.
Hello?
Hey, who am I talking to?
Aaron from Maryland, but
up,
on
Aaron?
Discord this time. What's up, man?
We got Aaron in Discord. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
All is well. Wait, is this the same Aaron who has a little diamond next to their name?
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate that. I don't even know exactly what that is, but I know that you're basically, I think you're showing support. Like you put your money, yeah, like you paid for something, didn't you?
I can tell you. You're like trying to figure it out. You're like, I think you did something pretty good.
You did something pretty good, right? And it's not that it's not appreciated. I'm trying to figure it all out, and I'm gonna get this Discord.
Can I explain it to you?
Yeah, please.
Okay, basically it's like it's something that's made by Discord for servers, so it's like people based, we can basically put our own subscription towards your server. It's a server boost basically. So if you look at it, like right now we're at level 1 on the Anchor Baby. So it's me and Harmony, by the way. Harmony, shout out to Harmony.
Yo, shout out Harmony.
So basically right now we're at level 1. So it's 100 emoji slots opposed to whatever it usually would be. 24 soundboard slots. We have better audio quality. And then as people want to, they just, it's based off of their nitro. So it's just like, it's like a couple, a couple dollars.
You and Harmony brought us to level 1?
Level 1 right now, yeah.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, so a couple more boosts. Level 2, we get HD streaming. You know what I mean? We get a server banner. Right now, you can do an animated server icon. You can do like Anchor Baby that gets, yeah, you can do a lot of cool things. Custom role icon. You get a bunch of stuff on level 2, and then level 3 is like a, you get 300 video stage seats. You can see it right there on the perks and everything. But
we're gonna get to work, man. I want this Discord to be cool, and there's a lot I gotta learn, but it's really cool. I really like Discord. So
honestly, dude, since I've joined, it's been jumping, dude. I think you just need to let a couple more people, you know what I'm saying, put an agenda out and let some people rock. I think everybody's ready to go on this. I feel like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you think we need level 2 for movie night? No. I have a different way I'm gonna do it.
No, man. I don't think we need anything for anything, to be honest. I feel like the people in here are so awesome, and yeah. So.
Okay, dope.
It's just extra. The server boost things is so extra.
Yeah, we'll get the emojis right and all that. Maybe you can even help me with that.
Absolutely, man. I was in here last time. I told you about like the website and everything.
Yeah.
I'm software stuff.
I remember now.
Man.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Big
I
time.
love all this stuff.
I'm forming a team.
Sure.
Very cool.
Yeah. I talked to Kohlberger about it. I think he said he was gonna let you know too.
That's a team member.
Yeah. So I'm really good with this stuff, and then it's like I'm even better with it when I'm like this is it's kind of easy for me because I want to be a part of it. It's not like a work thing for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
big time.
I'm down for it. But I was gonna tell you, I know that you have the plantation. Someone in the YouTube chat was mentioning about Valheim. Do you know about what Valheim is?
Barely. I know that. I know people in the chat are talking about it a little bit. I gather it's a kind of a sandboxy, open worldy kind of game.
Yeah, it's kind. Yeah, there you go. You're looking it up right now. I can see. Yeah, it's kind of like a Minecraft, and not really Minecraft though, because it's quite different. It has a little bit of a survival aspect to it, where it's a little bit more robust in terms of the things you're fighting off, and there's nature. And
we got boat physics.
Yeah, dude. Boat physics.
Dude, heck yeah.
Sick. Yeah. So right now, I think someone in the server. Not someone, John, Crisis Actor John Siri actually has his own server. It's constantly running right now, and the name of the server is Lay Your Weapons Down, which is pretty dope. Yeah, so
I'm gonna hit up John Siri because it sounds cool.
Up,
so
man.
it's like it's a server. It's always going and it's persistent. So if you build something and the server is still up, it'll be there tomorrow, the other day, whatever.
Oh,
is that how that
works? It might have
works?
been Kale. Sorry, it might have been Kale. I think it's Kale.
Oh, cool. It's Kale.
Kale. Yeah, it says someone. All right,
yo, we already have a team.
It's going off.
I'm gonna be contacting you fine people.
Yeah, definitely, dude. But I got a good question for you though.
Please.
Okay, so when you're reborn, right? When you are, I guess, saved, as some people say. The only brothers and sisters you would have are those in Christ, right?
I've heard that, yeah.
Okay. So would you even find a brother and sister in your parents in Christ?
Oh, I think I understand what you're asking me, but basically, no. Like, yes, you could, but not necessarily. Could you find a brother? Could you find a brother in your parents? You say. Ask your question
brother
again.
And sister. When you are reborn, could you even find a brother and sister? And like, for example, you could see the brother in Christ in your father, and the sister in Christ in your mother. Does that make sense? They just happen to be a brother and sister that you have to honor, I guess. If we had to,
I think so. If I'm following you, I mean, I think so. I'm not exactly sure, man. To be honest with you, because when I hear what you're saying, I think about what I heard about from the Bible, for example, where it says, when your new family is your brothers and sisters in Christ or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And that very much that kind of very much sounds like not the family that you're used to. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like almost a separation happening from the family you used to have. Right? And then on the other hand, it's like all people in a sense are your brothers, right? You're to love all. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, my experience when I'm interacting with my parents now, it feels so strange. It's like, I feel like I've known these people in a different way, though. Like, I can finally see who they are for themselves, not just a mother or a father. Does that make sense at all?
Can you describe more what you mean?
Like when I have discussions with, like my mother or my father, they have questions for me that we end up having a discussion about. It becomes a discussion where it's no longer one person teaching the other anymore. It's like we are both equalized in our seeking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does.
We're both seeking.
Yeah, I think it does.
When we do it honestly, I almost feel connected to them on a deeper level, like beyond just like father and mother or whatever. It's like
it's two students.
We start to do like a fellowship sometimes. Kind of like we ask you this and this, and then in the middle of it would be like, like we just kind of sit there like, whoa, does that make sense?
Yeah, it's two students
exactly,
whose true teacher is the truth, as opposed to one being subservient to the other. The son being under the parents beyond. It's like those walls are broken down. Those don't exist anymore, and you're both students in that moment.
Yeah.
The ultimate. You know what I'm trying to say here. In
I know what you're saying.
Flowery language. Maybe let me explain before I do that. That's a cop out. You know what I mean?
It's like you're trying to rewrite the Bible right now, like, and then on to them, and then also now.
yeah. But you're both students, and the teacher is the truth. At that point,
there's an innocence in it all. The interaction is completely. There's no one's trying to be on top of the other. Guess that make sense?
Totally.
It's like pure. We're just really trying to get to the bottom of this in a way that's not like, I think you know what I'm saying too.
Just like a teacher in a classroom and their students. That teacher, a good teacher really isn't doesn't think the students are there for the teacher. And the teacher isn't even there for the students. They're both there for the truth. They're both there in this pursuit. Yeah. And so they're really not there they're not there for each other or for people, for other men.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what.
But yeah, that can happen with all people. That can happen with your parents. That can happen with, I guess, anybody that wants it, right? Anybody that wants to.
Yeah.
All that.
I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of any of this last question. I just saw it on a bumper sticker, so I just want to drop it off to you.
Yeah, thanks.
If I could. I saw this on a bumper sticker. Someone said, "I belong to Jesus." So I was wondering if it's possible to belong to Jesus. I don't even know.
Belong to Jesus.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
A little bit more in that for me, talking about Jesus, just thinking about Jesus. It's, how do I put it?
Sure.
How do I put it? I just see him a little bit differently, I guess. I can't really say I see him. I don't want to say I see him like much, like I've never met him, right? But in terms of how people describe him, either they're like, he's the Lord Jesus God, and I hear some people describing him like that. And then in this other way, where he is more like our brother, it almost confronts this whole idea of belonging to Jesus, him being a Lord, him being your king. How can he be all those things if he is our brother? How can he be any of those things if everything he has, we have? You know? And I
know what you mean.
So, and I say this like, I'm only telling you things I've heard, and they do make sense, and I'm thinking about them. So I'm not going to be all like, I'm telling you the truth here. But I would like to hear what people think. When someone talks to me about Jesus being God and all that, I ask them those things to hear what they say about it, because they would have to confront Jesus' own words about God working through him being our brother, what we have, what he has, we have. So I find it hard. You'd have to confront that. You'd have to confront that reality and what he said. And if you want to call him Lord, and if you want to say that you belong to him, well, how can that be?
Yeah. I agree with you, man. I'm still seeking. I don't see it either way.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped. I think one thing I've done now that has helped me to actually start to overcome is I stopped listening to anyone really on anything of those things unless I see it a certain way, unless I can see it for myself that way. I won't subscribe to anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm interested. I do want to know the truth. I do want to know, is Jesus God or is he not, or whatever the case may be. I want to know. But that's why I'm asking a question like that, because when I see a bumper sticker, what the evil in me wanted to say was, you're an idiot. You don't belong to Jesus. You know what I mean? But then I immediately nowadays I turn it back on myself. I'm like, okay, so do I know then? You know what I mean? Like, can you? And then when I reflect, I go, I don't know. I don't know if you can belong. You know what I mean? So that's why.
Well, isn't that the best place? Isn't that how? That's the beginning, no? Not knowing.
Yeah, I do feel a lot more. I feel a lot of peace just admitting to myself that I'm still seeking. You know what I mean? For sure.
It's a way better way to live too. This other way of it's just, that's the only way to make sense to live, man. Only when you see something, and no other time will you just, go down a path of belief unless you totally see something. It's the only way to make sense to live, man.
Yeah, man. That's how I'll do it.
You go crazy the other way. You go crazy trying to live the other way and live for others, and you'll go nuts that way.
But you don't see it that way in the thing. When I was into it, I didn't see it that way. I thought I was master manipulator, doing, behaving this way for these people, behaving that way for these people, and then and I'm the king. I'm killing it. I got everybody on my side, but really I'm the puppet of everybody else. I can't even stretch out for
that's
5
crazy.
minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
that's like asking for permission to live.
Yeah,
that's literally asking for permission to live.
It's all a deception, basically. You think you're killing it. You think you're killing the game, but really you're killing yourself. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Just like.
Now that's a horror. That's horror. That's a horror movie.
That's a horror movie, yeah. But that's how I've seen it. I don't know anybody else's experience, but from what I've seen, it's been pretty awful. All right, man.
Thought provoking, sir. Call me again, man. I'm gonna kick you over to the general. And thanks for being part of the Discord, man. We're gonna talk soon, okay?
All right.
Birdie Bound Brian, what the? Are we officially level 2? Thanks to Birdie Bound Brian. Thank you for being a supporter on Discord. What's up, Kohlberger?
Real quick, I sent you a second version.
I see it.
And you can overlay them and try to play with opacity too.
Okay.
And create movement that way with the second layer.
This fog looks crazy, man. It's looking pretty sweet, I think, so far.
All right, bye.
Thank you, man. This fog, courtesy of Kohlberger. This fog is courtesy of Kohlberger. I'm trying to create movement, like he said. We got a mask going right now, and the mask, it's pretty foggy stuff. I would love it if the fog moved and And I know there's a way. There's some ways and some tricks we can do here, I think. So far, we got turbulent displace going. That's an effect you might want to get familiar with. But let's see here. I just don't know what it's really looking like. Let's render a couple frames here and see what it looks like. Let's do some rendering. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be ready for tomorrow. I've been trying to find time to do this stuff, trying to find time to edit my show and blah, blah, blah. So I thank you guys for chilling with me today and kicking it back, letting me work on this while we get calls down, topics. We didn't really get into any topics, plenty of calls, though. You know, speaking of topics, though, I might as well not. I should. How about I stop holding out on one? I've been holding out on y'all. Here, how's this grab you? I call this one Dr. Pepper. I call this one Dr. Pepper. This is important. We'll play it again. Awesome. That dog's like, what was that? That's amazing. Whatever just happened, it was delicious. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. Let's see here. How's this fog looking? It's got a little movement to it. It's clinging. It's just clinging too much. How do you... There is an effect. Oh, wait. There's an actual... I know there's an effect. There's a really cool effect for this, I think. I think After Effects has an effect natively that'll let me kind of make it all look like it's moving. Directional blur. It might be directional blur. Hold on. Directional blur. Let's try that. How does this work? Let's try animating this. Oh, I kind of like that. Wait, hold on. I don't know if I like that too much. Yeah, I don't know. This is the directional blur effect. So I guess it just cycles. It cycles. Yeah, that's not the kind of cycling we need. Turbulent displace might still be the way to go. Let's make it a more pronounced effect. And let's render the frames. I do have to end soon, and we gotta get up early in the morning for JLP show. Oh no, that's too cartoony. That's too pronounced. That's far too pronounced. Halloween is going by too fast. I mean, the still image of this fog looks sweet, man, I gotta say. Let's get the second fog in and see what the heck Kohlberger was even talking about. So, this is our second fog. Fog action. And so, blend between these two to get some fog action going. See how this will look. Let's see. Stack both. Let's see what that looks like. Turbulent displays. All right. I think that's some good work, folks. Let's get some volumetric wispies going. I'll come back to the fog. I need to think about that better. I need to wrap my brain around it. It's causing me pain. Let's work on the look of all the leaves and cabin and all that when the sun goes down. So how do we do that? Let's go to this, and I guess what we do now is an adjustment layer, I think. Because we want the whole thing to darken, I guess, once the sun goes down. So the sun goes down, and we want things to darken and have a blue tint. So let's darken it a bit there. And we want cooler colors. So we want, what, a tint? Tint. And we will, what do we do here? Map blacks. So map the, should I map the lights or map the darks to a bluer tint? Or is this the wrong effect? Let's go like this. Oh no, we don't want that. That's over the whole darn thing. Kind of works, right? But I kind of want the tint only over. How do I mask it? There you go. We pre-compose. We use the pre-compose function. So now it's only over the grass and stuff. Still, I think too heavy of an effect though. So let's undo. Too heavy of an effect, I think. And let's tint it less. Just a little bit of blue. Just a little bit of blue. So, before, after. And then we pre-compose. It needs to be a super light mist. Yeah, I agree. It has to be like a super light mist. This kind of, I gotta work on this. So we'll pre-compose that later. But I'm thinking it's something like that. I'm thinking something like that. So let's name that layer, I don't know, day to night adjustment. Nice. What I want, barely noticeable. What I think I want to use the heavy fog for something, but what I'm also looking for is like barely little bits of fog clinging to the ground type business. I want to go back to trying what I was doing with the noise layer with this stuff here. I think this is the wrong way. I think what I need is an actual, like, maybe a fog overlay video. Check it out. I want to use a couple of different fogs to play with. Hey, good night, Javier. All right, folks. Let's try this video and then I'm going to go home. Because it's time to wind it down. We got JLP show bright and early. Bright and early. Let's see here. Fog overlay. Let's see here. Overlay. Let's see here. No, this is not it. Oh, that's not it. That doesn't look right. No, that can't be it. That can't be it. It's so cozy. Who's feeling cozy? Are we cozy right now? Should I get a quarter pounder, chat? Oh no, this looks like a fog machine. This looks like crap. Nah, I'm using the Kohlberger fog. Dope. Okay, so the fog I'm gonna do later. It looks like we're not going to get the background for tomorrow, so Jesse's just going to have to be black tomorrow. I've been trying to find the time to get this done. But we're going to keep it up, folks. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's chill stream. We're going to save this little project. That's it for me, folks. Go do something else. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Bible Thumper Thursday, my show and beyond. As always, an absolute pleasure. All the support, callers, super chats, and everybody. Thanks for keeping the show going and letting me do some of this. Hey, Kale Samogi with a super chat says, shout out to Aaron for telling Nick about his team. I had a team and I didn't even know it. I'm gonna be talking to all of you, okay? We're building a community, they say. We're building a gosh darn real community. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. As we do, take care. Bye-bye.
With your voice, my belly sung, and I began to feel so drunk. Candle, candle on my clock. Oh Lord, I must have heard you knock me out of bed as the flames licked my head and my lungs filled up black in their tiny little shack. It was real and I repent. All those messages you sent, clear as day, but in the night, oh, I couldn't get it right. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Here is a church, and here is a steeple. Open the doors, there are the people. And all their little hearts at ease for another week's disease. An eagle, towel and scream. I never once left in between. I was on the fence, and I never wanted your 2 cents down my throat into the pit with my head upon the spit. Oh, Reverend, please, can I chew your ear? I've become what I most fear, and I know there's no such thing as ghosts, but I have seen the demon host.